That's us.
Right,
Right.
we are live, ladies and gentlemen. I knew it just as we go live. Here he is. Look, hold on. Peter Martin, how the hell are you? Are you well in
Good evening,
yourself?
Peter.
I'm great. Thanks very much.
You made it just by the skin of your teeth, Pete.
Good to see you
Just
all.
by the skin of your teeth, Pete. Anyway, folks, you're very welcome to this week's edition of Mauls, Balls and All, which we do every Wednesday. Oh, gee, for fuck's sake, I'll get through this if it kills me. Hold on.
Jesus
Claire,
Christ.
how are you? There you
Hello.
go. Right,
There's Terry,
okay.
Terry.
Let me start again.
Here's
A
Pop.
very warm welcome to you all for this week's edition of Mauls, Balls and All, coming to you live every week on a Wednesday at 8:30-ish, I might add. There's always a caveat in there. So
Peter
good morning, good
Buck
afternoon,
Towers.
and good evening, and welcome one and all. Joining me this evening they are all familiar faces to you all who watch on a regular basis, be it live or on replay here or on YouTube, or indeed on the Rook This page, which we have to share this through. With me is Mike Reedy, we have Matt Boland, we have Peter Martin, and we have the wonderful, the gorgeous Claire Devaney also joining us. All to
Look
offer
at you, thank you.
go on now, that's blushing. All to offer our
Come right here.
wonderful couch, I suppose, knowledge, our couch insight into our beautiful game, and all matters leading to rugby that has gone on during the week and are current in various different groups that you might have seen. So listen, folks, how are we all? Are we all well in ourselves?
Yeah, good, man.
I really like your hat, Peter. Can I get one?
Yeah, I'm sure you can. Yeah, I'll send you the details, Pete.
Deadly. Thank
They're cheap as chips. I think this was £4 or something. You can probably guess where I got it from, but I'll send you the details. Right, folks, how are we? Hold on, a few comments coming in already. Megan Augusta, how are you, Megan? Always good to have you.
Evening, Megan.
Ian Gilbert is joining us from
Evening, Ian.
Madrid.
Evening,
Ian,
guys.
I'd say you're
And gals.
roasting. I'd say you're roasting over there. Looking at the channel. Gregor
Gregor.
Galway, how are you, Gregor?
Oh, great.
Dara Weston,
Mr. Weston.
what a stellar lineup that is. Excellent. And
Evening, Dave.
Danny Brosnan, how are you, Dave? Yeah, all right. Brosnan, Jesus Christ, we never
Nanny
focus on-
Libok
Right,
is
folks,
a
anyway.
Peter Burke fan.
There you go. Right, now, folks, let's kick off. Claire Devaney, ladies first. I'll start with you. The first test that we played there last weekend threw up an awful lot of contentious issues during the game. We'll start with one notable one that seemed to cause an awful lot of debate, chat, and somewhat annoyance in groups, not just our own group, but in other groups, was the Snyman tackle on Casey, which, as we all know, led to Casey being concussed. It looked like he was knocked out for a minute.
He was
severely concussed, resulting in which he will miss the second test. Claire, the question I'd ask, Quinny, Alan Quinnan on Off the Ball said, he said, really, there was nothing illegal about the tackle, but he should have pulled out of the tackle. Like, it was slightly late, if anything. He's played with Casey. They played together, and with Munster, obviously. And Quinny basically said, look, if he'd a bit of a smidgen of loyalty or sportsmanship, he would have pulled out of that tackle. How did you see that, Claire?
I did see it as legal, and it was more so the ricochet of Casey's head off the ground. And I've seen it happening. I've seen it happening in amateur rugby as well. It's like a whiplash effect when your head bounces off the ground, and it was more that than the Snyman tackle. Albeit Snyman is 6'6", 6'7", and Casey's 5 foot. What?
Keep going.
Yes,
Jack
well,
and
six.
Beanstalk, that's what it is.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Casey's like 5. Casey's my height, and Snyman is like 1.5 foot, maybe probably 2 foot nearly taller than him. You know what I mean?
Basically, Claire, if Casey jumped up, he'd be able to loaf Snyman in the bollocks.
Yeah, basically that's it. I agree with Quinny. I do agree with Quinny. It was slightly late. I don't think there was malice in it, and there was no thing. But he is like he for the last year that he was playing in Munster, he was supposed to be protecting Casey, and then he goes and does that. It's like, where's okay? I know his loyalty's loyal with South Africa, but you'd be thinking he wouldn't go that hard on him.
All right, like a lot of people, Claire, and I'll ask everyone the same question. I know we've said about the legalities of the actual tackle, but an awful lot of people were screaming it should have been a card.
No, shouldn't have been.
Yeah,
Rugby
okay.
instance.
Great.
Rugby,
Okay.
thoroughly believe it was a rugby instance.
Okay, fair enough. I totally agree with you, Claire. Peter Martin, your thoughts on the Snyman tackle and what Quinny described it as, and people screaming for it should have been a card. Bloody blah.
Look, the way it is, Snyman's going to be damned if he does or if he doesn't. That's the way it is. Like, the size of him, the speed at which he was moving at. For a big man, he's incredibly mobile. Look, it's an awful lot worse. It looked an awful lot worse than it actually was. I think what made it worse is the fact that unfortunately Casey got his head walloped off the ground, which we know has resulted in being concussed, being carted off, and he's out he's out of the second test. The unlearned amongst those who are watching the game will be basically screaming blue murder and saying losing control in much the same way, and indeed giving the Saffas, those who basically criticize us as fans, basically giving them, giving ammunition to them, saying, look at these the Irish fans all up in arms over, they're soft, blah blah blah, all the usual, but basically giving a bad name. It was a fraction late. Like Casey wasn't going to come out of that very well at all, regardless. Because Steinman's an absolute giant of a man. I don't know what else way you can put it. The only had Casey managed to bounce up off his feet, we wouldn't even be here. It'd be a non-event. It's just the fact that unfortunately he got whiplash on it and he's out of the test. I think ultimately, I think everybody needs to move on from it. That's my view.
No, a lot of sense you've spoken there, Pete. But I would say, looking at that pitch, it looked rock hard. Could they not fucking sprinkle the fucking thing? Have they no water in South Africa?
They could have had some of the water we had.
No,
What?
Tiny bit of water ain't gonna,
The under-20s.
a tiny bit of water ain't gonna fucking stop it.
it's not.
No, it would certainly, if you sprinkled it properly.
Maybe
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Anyway.
It's the ricochet effect. It's
No, I
it's
know,
the whole.
like Claire.
Doesn't matter if it's soft or hard. As I said, I've seen someone on a muddy, sloppy pitch get a ricochet like that and ended up out cold as well.
Well, now the difference there, right? In a muddy and sloppy pitch, it's like that fucking cornflour water type thing where you can press your finger into it, no problem. But if you smack it, it's hard.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
not really the same.
Matt the baker. There you go.
There you go.
Matt, your thoughts on the Snyman tackle and what we've mentioned and what Quinny said about it and people screaming it should have been a card. You've heard what Claire said and what Peter said. What would you say?
Anybody that thinks that's a card, it needs to fucking wrap themselves up in cotton wool. To be fair, do you know what I mean? They're probably not regulars to the game. Probably haven't played the game. Like the tackle, as everyone says, like it technically it's a legal tackle. But as the lads are saying, maybe he should have gone soft. But when you're playing a game, you pull on that jersey. It doesn't matter who you're fucking playing with. You're playing for your country at the end of the day. He's going to do whatever he needs to do, like the Ireland lads would have done. If one of the Ireland lads had seen one of their teammates, either John Keane or fucking Snyman or Dialende, in a prone position that they could have nailed, do you not think they would have taken the opportunity as well? Of course they would. Do you know? So for me, it's just a rugby incident. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just unfortunately for Casey, he's just so small. He's going to come out second best to most collisions. Do you know what I mean? Because he is tiny. One of the South African lads posted up on when Faf went in and swapped the jerseys with make sure he was okay, blah, blah, blah. He wrote underneath it going, Jesus, not every day you see Faf de Klerk making somebody look small. Like,
I know, yeah.
Like he's a fucking tiny little man. Unfortunately, look, he's very strong and all. He's a good player, but that's it. Like he's out. You know, it could have happened to anyone. You know, anybody could have banged their head on that ground. Anybody could have had their head prone and got a knee, or it's just what happens in the game.
Okay, so essentially, Claire, Pete, Matt, so far, an incident, no card necessary.
100%.
An unfortunate thing. Okay, Mike. Before I come to you, James Grennan, evening all, Kia Ora to our new 10, Josh Ione. Yes, very good. A good signing, James. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dara West.
Is he not on holidays? He needs to fucking take it.
I thought he wasn't.
Yeah, I'd say the way it is, he's absolutely drowning in brown beer at the moment. He's having a wash on it.
Yeah.
I'd say where he is the football is on.
I think we have our. I'll tell you on the group.
I'd say Grennan's setting back Anglo-Irish relations with telling shite dad jokes in the middle of the England match.
Yeah, causing all like they'll be fucking ringing.
He'll get hit with a fucking chair. That's what'll happen.
Yeah. Dara Weston, how you, Dara? Quinny sensationalising as usual. It was a legal hit. Yeah, I think we've all said that with no obvious malice. When you're playing for your country, you don't put your tackle because the other lad playing against you is a clubmate. South African either has rock hard pitches like Loftus or swimming pools like down in Cape Town. Yeah, the impact with the ground knocked him out cold altogether, right his shoulder to the head contact. Yeah,
thanks, Dara. Agree with your wholeheartedly.
Ian Gilbert said it's 32 degrees in Madrid. Jesus.
Lovely.
It's 38 in Rome. My ma's in Rome, and it's like 48 degrees in Rome. Yeah. And she's at sporting events as well over there.
Very good. The table tennis.
Yeah, World Championships.
Yeah, very good. Okay, Ian Gilbert, they were saving the water for the under-20s matches. Yeah. Megan Augusta, I think what annoyed a lot of us was the fact that Snyman didn't even come over to Casey afterwards. Yeah,
exactly what I was going to say.
That's a valid point, but
yeah, it is. Like, it is. Yeah,
considering the whole thing about it, like it wasn't that illegal, so he didn't really have to. It would be sportsmanship to do it, but he didn't have to.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
I'd say had he turned up, had he come over, it would have been admittance that he did something wrong when he
actually he actually didn't. Yeah. And then everyone would have been.
It would have been Claire, Pete, Matt. It would have been kind of just sportsmanship, like they are.
Maybe he went in at the end of the game. Maybe he went in at the end of the game.
Yeah. Okay. Jesus Christ.
Maybe he hated the little freak and he wanted to clock him up.
You need to call out the bomb squad.
All right, hold on. Right, cool your fucking tits, everyone. Mike Reedy, your thoughts on the Snyman tackle and the incident and what Quinny said?
Well, there was nothing in the tackle itself. I mean, it was a tad overzealous. You know, he followed through on it, which he maybe didn't need to, but it is what it is. It's a rugby incident. However, he did put his hand on Casey to propel himself back up off the ground, and he walked away, and he didn't even, like, in fairness, I think he's almost duty bound to see a player that's poleaxed on the pitch to make at least an inquiry to see if he's fucking okay. I thought that was poor sportsmanship. That, however, is nothing to do with the tackle. There's no incident, no card, no penalty, anything like that. But he could have, and the music that was being played.
That's exactly what Dara Weston has just said. That
in the stadium, like for the entire duration of his, like he was fucking completely unconscious on the pitch, and they were having a fucking disco. But it's, you know something, they have a different mentality to rugby and the ethos of rugby than we have, and I think, you know, maybe we need to get over ourselves now and adapt to the fucking new way it is. I don't know. I changed the way I feel about how rugby should be played.
That music team, they're trying that in the RDS, Peter. Did you notice that the last couple of matches when there's a break and play and stuff, they're trying that over here, because I know in South Africa they do it, and there's one of the pitches has jacuzzi thing at the end that you can sit in the jacuzzi thing and drink your beer and watch the rugby.
That's the Sharks play. They have that. The whole
Yeah.
the whole one end of it is
I
basically
don't
like
mind that. I don't mind that at
Yeah.
all.
But
What I mind
they're
is
making
when
it like a
player is
disco.
when a
I
player is
couldn't,
seriously
I couldn't imagine going. I couldn't imagine going to the fucking RDS with me armbands and me budgie smugglers and getting into a fucking jacuzzi at one end of the fucking pitch to watch.
you'd be arrested. Would you stop?
Yeah. Oh God. You know what? I'd pay to see. I would. No,
I bet you
you know,
fucking
actually, I
would, you
wouldn't pay to
pervert.
see that.
Or bring back Neff if you rocked up like that.
Oh God. There wouldn't be
There you
enough
go.
wine in the
I know
stadium
it's yeah. Okay, we'll
or
just-
Rockshore, whatever it is.
We'll fade to black on that one. Dara Weston, yeah, you mentioned that about the music. Excuse me. But what about, folks? Mike Reedy, I'll come back to you around the other way. As always, the replacement cover that was brought in for Casey and Sheehan. We have Doak and Heffernan going over. Are they? Is that adequate cover? Seen as well, I don't know why Doak has gone over. Seems to be Blade and Murray over there.
In case one of them gets injured in training.
All right, Mike fucking Devney. Go on, Mike.
Sorry.
You'd need to have cover, Peter, because we'd be down to the bare bones with. I mean, I think Herring is over there, isn't he, as cover for Keane? But you'd need somebody for cover in case either one of those obviously broke down in the warm up or prior to the warm up, so they need cover. I'm not sure either of them are fucking international material, to be honest. I'm not sure. It's an opportunity for either of them to prove themselves if the occasion occurs. But I think Heffernan's line out throw-ins are poor, if I'm honest. Yeah. And I think Doak is more of a 10 than a 9. But they're going to have to step up to the plate, both of them, this season now, because the cover isn't there for either of them either. But you know what? We need cover. They're there. Good luck to them. I hope they do a job.
All right. There's just a comment there. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Mike. Were you finished your point?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt anyone. Mike Sheedy, watch videos. He tackled Casey without the ball, safe out the window. Did he?
He had the ball.
He tackled him. He had knocked the ball over. He couldn't see. I couldn't say it's not a penalty, and it's not. It's a non-event, really. It's tragic kind of a fucking outcome.
Yeah,
but
true. Megan, that would be a decent exposure. Yes, Megan, and it would make an awful lot of people violently ill. That was to happen. Dara Weston.
It's make me violently ill just thinking of it.
Yeah, Leinster, Dara Weston. Leinster could move to Leopardstown Racecourse, and we could pipe up to Club 92 DJ.
92, Jordan.
Many a night.
Oh, yeah.
Many a night in Club 92. My God. Ian Gilbert, Doak hasn't had a good season, whereas Cooney has been very good. Yeah, actually, that's a tag along before. Go on, Matt. We'll go to just the two replacements, as I asked Mike Reedy. Doak and Heffernan. I can't see them. Anyway, go on, Matt.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're just cover up. I can't see them being in the starting squad for the day. I suppose they're just going to be there as a backup to the backups if anything happens to them in training during the week or in warm up there. But look, it's a good nod to the two of them, I suppose, that Andy Farrell is saying, look, if you get better during the season, you could be within the team later on in the year or whatever. But I can't see them getting into the starting squad on the day, So, me personally, I would have had Cooney instead of Doak anyway. But again, even if it was Cooney, he still wouldn't be starting or being in the team for the day. So, look, it's just cover. That's all it is. It's just cover.
So it's like a spare set of batteries for the spare set of batteries.
Yeah, it is. Essentially, that's all it is. I mean, they're all they're doing is getting on a plane to go train in South Africa and then go home again. That's all.
Grand job. Or it could be seen as a good thing.
That's what I mean. It's a good nod to them to say that they're on Andy Farrell's radar. You know that.
I was going to say 10 or 12 days away from the missus and the kids. I wasn't going down that route.
Maybe they offered.
Well, you never know. There you go. Peter Martin, the cover going over. Any use or any fucking point?
It's about as useful as and the rest of when you can't operate this show, and it's either myself or Claire or Mike or Matt. That's that's cover. The two lads who went down,
Right,
you know,
maybe fucking use now.
Heffernan's been involved before, particularly under Schmidt. Doak, this is new level for him. But as Matt said, they're just there to hold a tackle bag, and then in the event either one of the boys who are there already have a niggle, that their next man up. That's it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, thanks, Mike. Thanks, Matt, and thanks, Pete. Claire.
It's cover because God forbid if one of them did go down in training and they didn't bring Doak over, we'd be complaining about that as well. So can't really win. I mean,
yeah, true, Claire, true. There's our friend Louis Bibby, the South African, one of the better ones, we must say. Louis has just arrived in Durban today. Can't wait for a great test match on Saturday. I will share my location on Irish Rugby banter a few hours before the match. I'd like to buy a few drinks for my Irish friends.
Right, I'm booking a ticket to South Africa.
I'm going to South Africa.
Okay, we're all there. So we're all going to South Africa. Quick,
Louis, you'd be paying off a credit union loan for a few years if you're to follow through on that particular.
Yeah, if you're a Boyles drink, yeah.
I'd say share the location for a couple of minutes rather than a couple of hours.
Yeah,
probably about 10 seconds.
Yeah, Louis.
Make sure the spice bags there somewhere in South Africa there for Devaney.
There you go. That's it. Oh, a quick one before we go. But we got off this particular topic. Claire, I posted. I saw this actually. It was on. So I can't remember what other site it was. But someone had picked the starting Irish team for the second test, and they had Stockdale included in it. Claire.
No. Yeah. What were they smoking? Yeah. What were they doing? Were they smoking drugs, or did they just go back in time? Did they go back in time a couple of years?
They were obviously fucking smacked off their tits on fucking.
You know,
they had to be something.
I don't know.
If he's thinking about starting Stockdale, he may as well just give fucking South Africa a 14-0 head start.
Yeah,
good point. Peter Martin, Stockdale, will he get anywhere near this fucking selection?
Not while everyone else is fit. No, I don't think so.
Okay, Mike Reedy.
Absolutely not. He has more of a chance of playing than me, obviously, but
don't beat yourself.
I'll be honest. If we're down to Jacob Stockdale starting that game, we'd be as well getting on the plane and come home fucking right now.
I'm sure you talk a better game than Jacob Stockdale does, Mike. No, there you go.
There you go. That's it. But I think it was probably a knee-jerk reaction to the couple of I suppose one of the mistakes that James Lowe made in the game, that they were saying, well, bring on Stockdale, and
Stockdale doesn't make major mess of them. Okay.
James Lowe has the ability, and he was very unfortunate. He did make two bad calls during the game. However, he made two tries, and he also scored a fucking perfectly legitimate try that wasn't given.
And he was also in touch when Cheslin Colby picked that ball through.
Well, whether that was the case or not, no, it wasn't proven.
Yeah, it's not fucking pass. Yeah.
Okay. Peter Martin, I come to you. We leave that one. Just quickly on this, this particular subject matter has come up before with us, and I think Claire, you were the most vocal about this in the past. I vaguely remember us talking about this in the past. Peter, the Ticketmaster debacle. We saw in the group that people, they couldn't log on. The site was crashing. People asking for help. Does anyone have the link? I can't get on. Some woman, Helen, I think her name is, she got up at 4:30. She lives in America. She got up at 4:30. Helen Dignan Power, I think. Something like that.
Yeah, Helen, keep your flights. If I get a ticket through the club, you can have it, because I wouldn't be going to the New Zealand game.
There you go.
But, I say that now. I meant to message you today, but if I get a ticket through my club or my son's club for the New Zealand game, keep your flights. You can have it. Face value, obviously.
Brilliant. That's a lovely gesture, Claire. Fair play to you. But Pete, the point being that, you had people getting up like hell, getting up at 4:30 in the morning. She lives in America, trying to get, and she couldn't log on. The whole fucking thing was crashing. Is this whole fucking thing not a bit too old in the tooth now for Ticketmaster to be doing this? For any fucking high demand sporting events, concert events, You get people giving out that they just can't log on, they can't do it. Are Ticketmaster not fit for purpose at this stage, or do they just need to do something to correct this?
I think it works in their favor keeping the status quo as it is because they get something out of it, even though apart from abuse, they've basically got the monopoly. It's a poor arrangement that they have. The one thing I would say is that if you're a member of a rugby club, you're in an obvious. There's a slight advantage because you can get them through the club. My own club have released the application form to get it. Now there's no guarantees, but you're in a better position, I would argue, about possibly getting a ticket than going through, Ticketmaster, where it's it's all or nothing.
Yep.
I think, you know what I mean. Like if your internet goes down, you're stymied. If you're stuck in the queue, you're stuck in the queue, and then you could have you could be lucky enough that you go click 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 when you get on, you log on at the right time, and it all just flows for you, and you're right there at you're at checkout with the requisite number of excuse me tickets that you want, and you've got the money, and it's
Your
happy
bank
days.
crashes.
Well, there's so many things. There's so many variables that can kind of go wrong when you're trying to buy tickets, through Ticketmaster. Like I had an experience. I was trying to get tickets for my wife for Pink, even though I logged on in buckets of time, and I swear to God, I was almost bawled. Trying the stress, the annoyance, and the absolute lack of proper help when you're looking for help, when you're clicking for help from Ticketmaster. Like, it's just.
Did you get the tickets, Pete?
No, I didn't. I
Oh,
didn't.
for fuck's sake. Jesus
I never got them. Their stupid website kept on saying low. Was the high demand, and then there was low demand for other tickets. So I went to go in for the low demand. I didn't give a shite which ones I got. Like, if she was standing in the corner, the point is she would have been there.
Yeah,
but it was just such a poorly managed. You're totally at the mercy of your internet and the site, which obviously goes down.
Yeah.
I really do think that they don't resource the servers behind our website to take the traffic. Yeah. That's my
okay.
token.
No, okay, fair enough. Thanks, Pete. Mike Reedy, I'll come to you next. Are Ticketmaster fit for purpose when any time there is a sporting event, be it the Autumn Internationals, be it the Six Nations, particularly Ireland versus England, people just seem to have difficulty logging on?
I don't think any of the ticket outlets are fully fit for purpose. I'm sure they don't intentionally try to make it difficult for people, but there's so many people trying to log on at the same time, and there's only going to be a certain number of lines, and there's going to be all sorts of variables, as Peter just said. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I really haven't got it. It's not my forte at all. I don't know much about.
It's really not that difficult to sort out.
Yeah,
as Pete alluded to,
I'm computer
servers,
illiterate.
lads.
I wouldn't have the ability to fucking make any kind of those judgments, So
no, fair enough. Okay, Matt, this Ticketmaster, what the fuck? Do they need to have a rethink about how they do things?
I don't think so, because I've actually done computer website programming, and I know how to build websites and stuff. It's very simple. It just has to be, as Pete said, you need proper servers in the background. Now, servers can cost fucking nearly millions, so they're not going to pump that kind of stuff, that kind of money into it. But it's just high demand traffic. You have 100,000 people looking on for 30,000 tickets. Like that's like fucking 300 Ryanair passengers trying to get out the door at the one time. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to happen.
Matt, could they not? Hold on one sec, Claire. Matt, because you're the computer bloke, knowledgeable person, far more than I have. Well, look, there you go. Could they not buy servers, or would this work, or is this something they could do?
But they could.
Hold on. My question is, could they not buy more servers, have them in reserve, and when they fucking know Like they have their Monday morning meetings or whatever the fuck they do. Okay, folks, we're going to have two high demand events coming up this week. We have fucking Ireland against New Zealand, and we have, as Pete says, Pink is playing a gig. Turn on the extra servers to deal with the extra capacity. Could they not do it and then and turn the servers off again when the regular traffic comes back to? Could they not do it that way?
Yeah, well, of course they could, but are they going to? No, they're not. Because why would they spend so much money on all these servers when they're going to only use them a handful of times?
For customer satisfaction,
Yeah,
and not this
okay.
online fucking shit abuse they get.
You have a website, right? And if 1,000 people come and block your website and then they're giving out to you and asking you to upgrade your servers, would you do it?
Yeah.
And spend $250,000.
I would, because I would run a company that anyone who had an interaction with it came away happy and satisfied, or if they had an issue with it, it was solved properly. That's the sort of business I would run, and that's just me, you know.
Tell you what you do, then. Will you just buy Ticketmaster then and sort it all out for us? Because then
hold on. If you're
willing to put in the money, then there'll be a lot of happy people.
Hang on, Matt. He's getting the credit card out quick.
Hold on, get out my card. Okay, right. Hold on. Right. Thank you, gentlemen. Claire Devney, to end on this.
Yeah, would just what you were saying, Matt? Would you put the money in? I've seen the financial books of Ticketmaster. They're a multinational global company. They can fucking well afford it. They just won't. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. And the reason they won't do it, it's not that should or they shouldn't. The reason they won't do it is they have it sewn up in every country in the world. You have to go through Ticketmaster. They charge you $6.95 administration fee for every ticket, regardless.
But that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. So if there's no like bite back from, I know people say, oh, don't use Ticketmaster, don't buy the tickets. Let's be honest, we're not going to do that. We are still going to buy our tickets because we're rugby fans. But if the IRFU or the MCDs in the world or the promoters don't push back to them, it's always going to be a shit show. I remember just for the season tickets a couple of weeks ago, nearly having a heart attack, thinking I wasn't going to get my season ticket, and I'm a season ticket holder 10 years because of the way they done it. I know there was people in South Africa at that time on the tour that had terrible trouble trying to renew their season tickets.
Look at it like this, right? Pearl Jam years ago, when they were out in the 90s and early 2000s.
Great band.
Right? I was at them.
You were only playing last week. Yeah.
I was at the gig, and I went on to Ticketmaster, and I was fucking queuing and waiting, and I got my ticket, so I was happy. But like, they refused to sell tickets through Ticketmaster. So the more people that do that, that'll be the only way you get rid of Ticketmaster.
Where did they sell their tickets, Matt?
Ticketmaster.
Oh, they sell. Okay.
Yeah. They did it in the 90s, and then it's too much hassle.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They're like a crowd. It's a bit like the government. They keep getting voted in, so like we'll just keep doing it.
Years ago when they first came out, because the tickets were cheap, they were straight to the fans. There was no admin fees, there was no processing fees, all that sort of stuff. But then they just it got to the point where fuck it, why are we doing all this hassle? Why are we creating a hassle? We just give it to somebody else and they'll do it for us. You know?
All right. Okay. We'll end on this with a few comments. Megan Augusta, Ticketmaster is the same with everything, concerts, etc. They're a nightmare. I find Eventbrite brilliant, but they only do small events. I'm aware of Eventbrite. Yeah, they do. Unfortunately, Megan. Yeah. Dara Weston, look, folks, if people want rugby tickets, then join a rugby club and get tickets that way. It's only right that grassroots get the majority of the tickets, and even then, it's often a lottery for non-playing members who aren't on the committee. Ticketmaster are owned by Live Nation, that's correct, who organise all the concerts, and they have a monopoly. I wonder how legal that is, though, in America.
Oh, and they have the resale site.
I don't think you're allowed to have a monopoly in America. Although they're probably
not. No, they are.
You're not allowed to have a monopoly in America.
Yeah, I know I'm not allowed to have a monopoly, but the legalities of how many businesses and subsidiaries do they actually own that are going against each other? It's a bit like Ticketmaster and their reselling website. They're both the same company, but they're separate legal entities, so therefore they're not the same company.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Was it? That's Seatwave or something, Claire? Is it?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. You can't get it on Ticketmaster, but you can get it on Seatwave for four times the price.
Yeah. Yeah, StubHub or something. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Mike. And to end Dara's point there. Also, they have, as you were saying, Claire, a resale site, and mate who used to work there, they would always buy tickets when they were launched and then resell them on Ticketmaster. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way of the world. All right, folks. Moving on. Who did we lose there?
Pete.
Pete.
Hold on. How do I
He's
get
trying to
rid
get
of
on to Ticketmaster to buy something.
Yeah.
He's using his link for Ticketmaster.
I'm sure he'll be back. Just give him a few minutes. Remember his laptop crashed last week or whatever it was. Claire, come to you first. Bongi Manambi or whatever it's.
Apparently we're now magicians or something. Mary, I didn't actually see this. I only heard it about apparently the dark arts.
He's full of shit.
Hold on, Claire. Hold on. Okay, so Bongi has. I love that name. Bongi has come out. The South African. He's a hooker.
Yeah,
and
he's a big, fierce looking one.
He is. Looks like a Malteser
in every sense of the word.
And there you go. And he. I know. Here's Pete. I was sorry, folks. I was stalling there. I can't see his picture. Oh, there he is. He's back. Pete, you're back. Welcome back. Okay, Claire. So have you got your microphone on, Pete?
Yeah.
Oh, there. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, Grant. Claire. So Bongi is coming out and he's saying that he's looking. What he would like to do is have fairer scrums. We were scrummaging excuse me. We were scrummaging unfairly in the first test. I actually stopped reading after he said that because I just thought that was a load of fucking bollocks. And I just sorry, Claire, go on. Were we scrummaging illegally?
No. Well, I thought I seen something about like we were channeling the dark arts or something. Did I see that? It's a bit like Harry Potter's on the pitch.
Yeah.
No, he's just come here. They're complaining. They're just, you know what they're like. They give lip service. They're trying to get it into our heads again. That's basically that's what I think they're doing. If we were scrummaging, really, the ref would have called it because the ref was brilliant.
Yeah.
A bit of a stretch. Brilliant.
I was being sarcastic there.
I know. Okay. Matt Boland, this thing that whatever.
Himself and Eben Etzebeth, the tears coming out of him are as long as the fucking Nile River in Africa.
Wait, hold on. I've got two Pete's on
why
the screen.
Why have I got two Pete's on the screen? I'm like to hear an echo.
It's Pedro, his fucking twin cousin.
No, sorry, that sometimes happens.
Are you putting a Dave Weston on it?
There you are.
Bring your twins on.
Here's the dark arts now.
All right, Dave. Go on, Matt.
Yeah, look,
what's he on?
Bongi and fucking Etzebeth, the two of them, with the whinging that's going on with the two of them, they'd fill the fucking Nile River in Africa. Gee, like, stop fucking crying about shit and just get on with your fucking job. Like, I don't think I've heard so much bullshit in all my life coming out of the pair of them two. Swear to God.
I can hear Justin Timberlake's song in there, Cry Me a River.
Fucking right. Cry Me a fucking river is right. Like, Jesus, just... Yeah. Like, they're professional. Like, to come out like and say shit like that is actually, they're just embarrassing themselves. Like, there's nobody reading that statement going, oh, yeah, he's a fair point. Yeah. They're all going, shut up, you whinger.
Yeah, okay. Mike, I'm coming to you last on this because you wrote quite a long, well, not a long, a longish reply to someone who asked about this particular subject that I saw you doing. So I'm going to leave you to last because I'm sure you've got a lot to say about this. Peter Martin, Bongi coming out saying he wants a fair scrum in the second test, that Ireland were, he insinuated, I don't think he actually said it, but he insinuated that they were scrummaging illegally. I don't get what the fuck is he on about?
Well, I've come to the conclusion that the South Africans have to be making noise. You know, if it's not Rassie, it's the players, and the players are just basically following the line. They're basically puppets of Rassie, you know, creating a noise. The same way with Etzebeth and the whole comments about see you in the final, all this kind of thing. The South Africans have to be saying something the whole time. They can't be quiet. That's my thing. It's basically You know, to be complaining about the smell of some player's feet or someone farting on the pitch or something like that, if they had nothing else to complain about. They'll find something to talk about. They have to keep this noise.
I couldn't
It's
tackle
basically
him.
they have to like ultimately the whole thing about what they were doing and the build up to the test. They're complaining about the noise. It's basically they were shouting in a cave, shouting in a room, and they're complaining about the noise in the room. It's because they're creating their own noise. They have to be doing that. So I just basically absolutely, I think for Andy Farrell's, it's probably about the only thing we're kind of winning at the moment really is the PR battle insofar as, but we're saying absolutely Jack Diddley squat. Like, you know, they're crying wolf. They have to be saying to be seen as they have to be seen to be whinging and moaning. They're eating themselves, the South Africans. I think it's just basically if they were to say shut up and say nothing, everybody say what's going on here? Like, what is going on here? Why? What? This is not right. Has Razzie and the players have they a temperature? Have they on drugs or something? They're just playing to the narrative that there's always a bitch, there's a moan, there's something. They have to be saying something the whole time. Yeah. And as long as Erasmus is there, that'll be the clarion call that they're always saying something. They're always creating noise. There's always something to be said. There's something to be picked at. There's something to be poked at. There's always the referee. They didn't like the color of his socks. Something absolutely minuscule, stupid, borderline with borderline relevancy really to the main thing. Like, you know, they're whinging about this. Like, they're gaslighting is what the South Africans say, because they're the biggest bloody pullers and masters of the dark arts with the tactics and the 1%. That's all they're talking about is the 1%. Yeah, Ireland are using, they could well be, like Bongi could be right. Maybe we are being a little bit scrum smart. And that's the term I would use, is scrum smart, because it's one of the areas in last weekend's match, apart from when we got stuck in reverse and got absolutely mithered for that penalty try. Our scrum was excellent against them. We weren't really. They pushed and they tried to put the squeeze on, but we weren't fucking moving, lads.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I didn't notice that.
That's basically it. They're just whinging to be said to be whinging.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned farting there, Pete. I did that once during a game the day after a heavy night.
Just the once.
No, I did it at a game on a Saturday after a heavy night in the sauce, and I kind of overclubbed. I had to be. I had to be subbed. You know,
did you say his ear got lumps or something like that?
It wasn't a good sight.
Was it rolling down the back of your legs, Pete?
There was a bit of follow through. There was a bit of follow through.
I'm take me earphone out, can't hear you.
Right, Mike. Go on. I'll ask you, Mike.
Speed stripes.
The stage pull back in.
Right, I'm not a connoisseur of the scrum, and I think anybody that claims to be is talking through their fucking backside. There's all sorts of things go on in scrums, and has been for decades. The so-called dark arts, and it's something and nothing. And Bongi is making noise. Listen, Ireland got 2 scrum penalties during that game. They got the first scrum where Malherbe dropped his bind, and we got a penalty. And straight after the bomb squad came on, we got a scrum penalty for them engaging too early, and it was their second. They had a warning prior to that. But the concern I have with this noise Bongi is making is he's trying to alert Carl Dixon to Irish that this happened with Andrew Porter prior to us playing in the Six Nations, and he was getting fucking penalised for stuff that wasn't happening because the referee's watching him all the time and he's giving stupid fucking penalties. There's never one scrum I've ever seen that's perfect. The fucking boss spends too much time in the scrum anyway. It should be going in and out and fucking play the game. That'd be my opinion. But the concern I have, he's making noise before we and he's wanting Carl Dixon because we're too fucking naive. That's the bottom line. Ireland, we're too nice and too naive. We don't fucking complain enough to the referee, before the game.
Because that's Mike. Doris got into a bit of
I know he did
trouble on the first test for giving out to the ref.
Yeah, but he's doing it during the game. They're doing it prior to the game. They're alerting the referee to things that might possibly happen. So he's fucking looking for things that might possibly happen. And he's see what happened in the incident when James Lowe's try was disallowed. That's fucking all. That's all noise by Razzie and that, because they're frightened. They're scared shitless of Razzie now to give it any kind of a controversial decision against them. All the major decisions in that game on Saturday went against us. That was the first one, the James Lowe try. That's never a fucking disallowed try in a million years. There was two penalties to Ireland in that incident alone prior to that fucking ball getting knocked back. That was an accidental. It was an accidental knockback due to the fact that he was neck rolled into the position in the first place.
That's a very good point. Like if you're getting neck rolled in a tackle, you're not gonna know where the fuck your feet are and legs are, or what.
He had no idea. He had no idea whatsoever that he
100%. 100%.
He was too busy fucking. He was too busy hoping that his neck wasn't going to be fucking strangled. But do you know what Ben Whitehouse done us in that incident because Luke Pearce was looking directly. He had the best view of that incident. He was looking straight at it, and he had a better view than any camera or anything. And he went against us in the end. No, we moved on from that, and we had the other incident where the James Lowe retrieved the ball from over the line, which went against us. Like all the and they've complained. They're complaining to the fuck about the refereeing. It's embarrassing, to be honest with you.
But then we had Doris's disallowed try.
Well, that's
wasn't
something.
Right, to be fair.
Yeah,
I can understand not giving that one, but fucking the James Lowe try has to be given.
Yeah,
that's putting the game into disrepute, in my opinion, not giving that, because he was already over over, and he's two hands on the ball, so that's a penalty straight away. There's a neck roll on Kelleher next motion. That's another penalty. And what does he do? He actually gives to rub salt into them. He gives them a penalty. It's embarrassing.
It's absolutely like what happened. How Kelleher basically allegedly did what he did. Like, you know, how anybody could actually make out. I don't know how Ben Whitehouse has a fucking job. To be honest with you, I really don't. Because I think that's the most.
I'll tell you one thing.
It's like, you know, like there are more. There have been incidents, and I'm going to quote one now, that are of more infamous nature that have not been seen by referees and officials, including Neil Back's hand in the ruck against it was for England against Ireland.
It was Leicester against
Munster. Hand in the ruck.
Yeah.
That is an obvious infraction. I don't know how the fuck they could actually turn around and say that Kelleher was off his feet. Yes, he was off his feet. His legs were dangling. The ball happened to be there. He wasn't looking down. You couldn't see him actually saying, "Hang on, I'm going to hook this ball back with my legs." You know, that wasn't his concern at that moment. His concern was trying to probably be safe while he was being taken down, while he was falling, while trying to clear a ruck. It's the most absolutely blatant bizarre. If there ever was a case you could say that an official was being bribed, or there was a case of underhandedness and corruption, that was definitely it, because it was I've never seen such a bad decision, such a blatant, you know, saying where it was done deliberately. It was absolute horseshit.
Well, I'll tell you now.
I never ever want to question referees. I was incensed after that game, and I've never felt like that after any game ever. And I had to go away and I really had to go away and sit down and take stock of myself, because I was incensed.
I'd say, and by your own admission, I'm not that you've said here before, I'm not saying anything out of hand here. You probably nearly had another fucking stroke, didn't you?
I fucking could have had.
You were that.
I might even have had. I don't know if I have had. I didn't know I had the other one.
I'd say you tackled one of those bottles over your right shoulder, Mike.
You didn't know you had.
No, I hope
definitely gone down a quarter
after that game is that Luke Pearce and Ben Whitehouse reviewed that game after and thought to themselves, we made a rip roaring fuck of that, by the way. We made a mistake.
This is where I get really annoyed, right? Like Mike has a very valid point, right? If players do something desperate on a pitch, they're cited and they're brought into a committee and they have to plead their case. When referees or TMOs like have a shocking job, do they get reviewed? They fucking should. They should be brought into a room and going, "Here, look, did you see that? That's what you fucking missed. That could have changed."
I think, Matt, when we had I'll mention her name again. Sabina Moynihan,
Yeah.
who was
Yeah.
an ex-ref.
Mhm.
She alluded to the fact that yes, the referees do get scrutinized after their game, but
But there's never any outcome.
How many times
but this
has Ben
is-
Whitehouse been fucking reviewed then? Because he's
Look,
Ben
Luke
Whitehouse.
didn't run the line in our game Saturday, so that fucking review went well for us, didn't it?
No, but let's
Yeah.
say, ladies, gentlemen, let's say there is like this is World Rugby or the IRFU or whoever the hell it is. Let's say there is a ref review, and a citing or whatever name you want to give them, committee judge that the referee made a blatant mistake there. That try should have stood. Nothing's gonna fucking happen.
no, but then
The
he should
result
be
stays the same.
No, but the result stays the same. That's fine. But he then should not be allowed to fucking referee for a month or two or whatever, or be suspended without pay or
It's
whatever.
not-
Do you know what I mean?
That's
They
not
take-
actually sustainable,
like-
unfortunately.
Hold on,
because
hold on.
we're
Right,
already
Claire.
Like the lads, if they go to tackle school. They do a bad tackle, they go to tackle school. Send the rest back to rest school for a week or two to read up on the laws.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
but the big problem is we're struggling for referees as it is. We're struggling for match officials. So
Yeah,
that's not
no,
that's
but
not going to happen.
I understand that as well. But then, like it gets to the point then, like, why have fucking referees at all? Why not just have 15 men baiting the heads off each other on the pitch? Do you know, like,
You see, Mike,
That's-
we're going to have a chicken and egg scenario. Like, you know, you're saying we're
Yeah.
struggling for referees. Yes, we are. The reason why we're struggling for referees is because they're getting abused because they're poor. So, in order to stop them being poor, there has to be an action. There has to be an intervention. Like
Yeah.
Ben Whitehouse has been TMO more often than he's. I don't think I've actually seen him on a pitch.
He's not capable.
I think he's
of
almost a
what-
professional TMO.
he's a professional.
Oh,
fucking-
he was in the RDS once or twice. Ben
Yeah, he
Trihouse was in the RDS once or twice. Yeah.
That's right. He
Yeah.
was Claire. You're right.
Peter,
he
you've
was.
got to add somebody to your spoofer list.
That's
He's
spoofer. This
he's
is
very
growing
low.
every-
Like, it all does boil down to, and I think a couple of our other vets, it could be Victor Costello, someone else said as well, the TMO shouldn't be allowed to interfere. Like,
They're
that
giving them more- they're
James
giving them more
Lowe's
license
try
in
was
the-
standing until TMO Ben Whitehouse said, "You need to look at this," and we're going, "What the fuck is he talking about?"
I didn't. I actually didn't even. I didn't even see it.
This is where
initially.
the TMO should actually be like should only shut his mouth for things like that. That shouldn't be. The only reason the TMO should come in if there's serious foul play that
Yeah,
the referee has
100%.
missed,
Player
like
safety.
player safety, where there's head contact or there's a stamp on the ground or something like that. But an incident like that where there was clear maybe 3 or 4 penalties going on at once, the TMO should just shut his fucking mouth.
Okay, gentlemen, we could talk for a while longer about this, but we unfortunately we don't have the time. Just a couple of comments there. Louis Bibby, as of Monday, Safas now need a visa to visit Ireland. Yeah, Louis, serves you right. Overreaction must. I'm only kidding, Louis. I'm only joking. Being married to a Longford woman, I won't have a problem visiting my favourite isle. Thanks, Louis. You are absolutely always welcome over here. I must meet you for a pint the next time you're over. Not in Longford, though. It's a bit of a dodgy area. Dara Weston, peace.
Yeah, you need a passport.
You
Go to
are
pay
the
and
only
you
one
would.
with a company that makes offensive tongue-in-cheek cards and people complain you don't have enough stock. Why would you bother buying another printer when the customer has no other option but to use you? Joys of a monopoly. Yeah, Dara, yeah. Okay. Yeah, stock. Yeah.
Getting splinters in your arse there sitting on the fence, P.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Here's a South African on the Bongi thing. Bongi comment, Ireland scrummed tactically very well, took away the hit on own feed, very well executed. Yeah, exactly, dude. So you've just proven what we all said
Smart.
was right. Nothing. It's just South African noise coming from the South African team. Ian Gilbert in Madrid. Louis Bibby, your favourite Isle van Staten. Yeah, very good. Dara West's stupid quotes from Bongi and even for next season of Chasing the Sun. Probably more stage managed than Love Island. And oh my God, Dara, you don't fucking watch Love Island.
If he does, he's
Christ.
off.
He probably yes, he
He's
does.
off. He's never coming back on here again. Dara Weston, if you watch Love Island, shame on you.
I actually watched that Chasing the
Love Island
Sun.
while smoking
Alex.
a doogie.
Smoking a
I
doozy.
watch.
What's he
Murdering
doing,
all the
Pete?
midgets.
Killing all the
I'd love to
insects.
be on a
Pete,
fucking
or-
island. That'd do me.
There you go. Claire, what were you going to say?
That Chasing the Sun, I did actually start watching it, and I kind of went, I can't do this anymore. I believe there's a second series of it as well.
I've seen
I think I
both
got
of them.
through.
I watched
Chasing,
Yeah, no, I
chasing the fucking moon.
I
or
got
something?
kind of halfway through the fourth season and went, can't do this anymore. No, I'll turn it off. I keep
Yeah.
meaning to go back to it. Oh,
Anyway, Louis, with the number of handing errors or the actually the lack of thereof, lack thereof, there, South Africa doesn't get a lot of scrum feeds. Defensive scrums are a bit more difficult to win than the ones you feed. South Africa doesn't like a match without dominating the scrum. True. Mike Sheedy. Hi, Mike. Last Saturday's game, ref, TMO, linesman, they need to open their eyes. Remember, there are two teams in a game, but they did not help us on the day. Ian Gilbert again. Your favourite aisle would be, no, you said that already, Ian.
they need to give each other a phone number and just text, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Dara
yeah,
West,
yeah,
Yeah.
they
no,
say,
That's just like send a message to each other.
okay,
yeah,
they
room
say,
for fuck's sake.
right, they say forwards need to paint a picture for the ref, but Andrew Porter could have been Michelangelo and the refs would still have penalised them. Dara Weston on fire as always. Joe Lyons,
Darren's
hey
had a drink
Joe.
or something.
How are you, Joe? A croc rollover turns a neck on. Turns a kick on. Simple. Yeah. Okay. Sorry,
Okay.
loads of comments here, folks. Excuse me. Louis, with the number of Irish. Yeah. Okay. I think we read that one. Joe Lyons. The only camera that wasn't available was
That's usually France
the
that happens in.
one they needed. It really is time that all cameras and all stadia are controlled by independent persons. It's the same.
They're
in all
learning from
stadiums.
France. They're learning from France because it's always the French that never have the angle they need.
Yeah. Joe Lyons, Jacko Prick said that Ireland got one in Dublin, so it was right that this went South Africa's way.
Oh wow!
You couldn't
What
make it
about
up.
Here we go.
Yeah, because Tyler Paper is employed by South African Rugby. He's their Tyler Paper
Yeah,
is their
true,
is
yeah.
their Tyler
Okay.
Paper is their whatever king in chief or
That's exactly my point. What
Yeah,
he just
okay.
said there. That's exactly my point. They
folks.
They whinge before the game, so the referee is watching for fucking things that aren't
Fine.
done.
Okay.
Oh,
I know. I see it. I said we normally go 5 or 10 minutes over, Claire.
I know, but I'm just giving you a 3-minute. Well, it's
Well,
2.5 minute one.
panicking, we're fine.
I can see it's 57, 41, 57.
Well, I just
42.
don't know with you. You never know.
Yeah. Right. What was I going to ask you about? Oh yes,
Hey, wait.
Claire, seeing as
Yes.
you're warming up your tonsils there, you might as well keep them going. The alleged change.
He doesn't need a warm up.
Yeah, the alleged change to the Six Nations, Claire. They are
Oh
looking
yeah,
at
Super. Yeah,
the Super Saturday.
I like the sounds of Super Saturday. I don't mind Friday night games, and I don't mind.
Do you want to just wait for my question?
Okay, go on for your question. Sorry.
All right.
No, Claire. I say, Peter Burke, shut the fuck up. Claire, keep talking.
All right, Danny.
Just hold on a fucking second, will you?
You got the
Claire.
gist of your question.
Peter
Now,
Brosnan.
Claire,
To be fair.
here you go.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, exactly.
Go on.
Right. Super Saturday. A lot of people have commented saying that it's a bad idea if you're a parent with a kid playing rugby, if you're a player, if you're a trainer. Peter Martin, you know this, that they're all on a Saturday.
No,
People
all.
have said, hold on, will you?
So, I'm just saying they're not all on a Saturday.
Fuck's sake, stop for a second. So people have said they want to switch the Sunday games to a Friday, keep the Super Saturday, and get rid of the Sunday. What do you think, Claire? Go.
No, I think Super Saturday is a great idea. I think Super Saturday is a great idea. And not all rugby games are played on the Sunday, and some of them are. Mine aren't. Although if I had Super Saturday with loads of rugby games, I can see myself turning over either severely drunk or severely hungover to line out and play a game. Don't think that'd be good. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's a good idea. I do think it's a good idea. But that's just personal. But you're going to have people that personal choice. I know for people, just to give it an answer perspective, I know for me, Friday night games don't bother me for Leinster because I live in Dublin. It's a half an hour, 45-minute train across town on a Friday evening. Whereas I know people coming from the 12 other counties hate Friday night games because of travelling and etc. and etc. So again, it's an individual thing. Me personally, I love it, but that's just me.
Sorry, Claire, did
All
you
right.
just say 12 other counties? I thought it was only 11 counties in Leinster.
There's 12.
Is
Sorry,
that
the
right?
11 other
No.
counties.
There's 12
The 12.
counties. Mike.
Well, the other 11 counties. Well, don't yeah.
Right, Matt.
Blantyre's on its own.
Okay, thanks, Claire. Matt Boland, Super Saturday for the Six Nations. Any issues? Any thoughts on
Well,
this?
look, I mean, it's going to suit some people. It's not going to suit other people's. But I have no issue with it. Super Saturday would be better for me, but that's just me personally. But again, it's going to suit some people. It'll not suit others. So, and I can understand then with games or training going on at the weekends, matches and stuff for coaches and parents and stuff, it might affect a change. But look, for me, it makes no odds.
Matt, I meant to ask you: Are you still baking? Do you still do your skill that you trained as a patisserie?
Not as much as I should be.
Oh, okay. That just
I will willingly take some cakes if you want to go back to doing it.
I bet you would. You can come down to Kill and collect them if you want. I'm not delivering.
Yeah, absolutely no problem at all. No problem.
Would you do a coffee slice, Matt?
Yeah, well, yeah. It's not called a coffee slice though.
What's it called?
A millefeuille.
A millefeuille.
It's a fucking coffee slice and bakery shop at fucking Grafton Street.
We're all going to. And I actually have his address. Matt, we're walking over to your house for some millefeuille.
Too much fucking information. We don't want to know. You shouldn't be broadcasting.
I sent him a match program.
All right, fair enough. Mike Reedy, Pete, I'll leave you for last on this because just from your own point of view, the training and what you do, so you might have more to say about this. Mike Reedy, Super Saturday.
Do you know? For me, it makes absolutely zero difference. I'll watch a game if it's on in fucking 5 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the fucking evening or whenever day or night, any day of the week. So it doesn't matter. But like I appreciate that does affect obviously club rugby, and it affects, and this isn't just about Ireland, lads. This is about the whole Six Nations. So you have to be mindful of games that are taking place at whatever time, and if it is affecting stopping people watching games or whatever, then fair enough. But I don't have an opinion on it. To tell you the truth, I'm fine wherever it's played.
Apparently, Dara Weston does not watch Love Island. He put that
as he is watching Love Island.
Liar, pants on fire.
He's shouting that.
Yeah, he's probably watching it. He's probably watching it in private in his office and firing one off to one of the girls that he.
Oh God!
I'd say. I bet his brother Dara watches it.
Megan, I know Megan is a big fan. Love Island, yeah. Joe Lyons, yeah, you've been called out there. I do not watch Love Island. Repeats, yeah, good stuff. Louis, love Friday and Saturday games. Not a fan of Sunday games. Yeah. TJ Lally, Super Saturday sucks. Do you want to tell us why, TJ? Good to have you, TJ, by the way. Tell us why you think Super Saturday sucks before we end this broadcast. Yeah, okay, we're going to finish on the. Sorry, Pete, go on. Super Saturday, how does that affect people who play and coach and all that? And we have kids and who play.
Well, just speaking from my own experience and what we do in Boyne is basically you're looking at on a Saturday. Your small kids, your youth kids, or rather the my team who I'll be coaching are basically during the week. So it'll be you'd have 2 training sessions during the week, and our matches would be from Friday evening, anytime on a Friday, from a Friday evening right through to a Sunday. It'll be ranged between ourselves and the club. So there's a bit of negotiation flexibility there. So from a training point of view, it doesn't matter at youth level. At minis level, which is basically under 12s, down to the smallies, the very smallies, it's not an issue because it's going to be Saturday morning stuff. So, kickoffs at 2 o'clock, another kickoff at 5 o'clock, another kickoff at 7, 8 o'clock. It doesn't come into it. I think Super Saturdays would be a great idea personally, right. Because it's wall to wall, cradle to grave, morning till evening rugby. For those who are in that position to enjoy, to say I'm off to the fucking pub, it's right up the street, and you have a full day to recover on Sunday. So I think
for me playing again.
Great idea. Bring it on.
Okay. All right.
Was there not a couple of Super Saturdays already in? Do I not remember a Super Saturday many years ago? That it was.
I thought there was, Claire. Yeah, I thought there was, Claire. Yeah.
The final weekend was always.
There has been Super Saturdays. There has been Super Saturdays where you usually
when Ireland won the Grand Slam in 2009, that was a Super Saturday.
Every year. It's just the same. It was the same this year. The three games on the final Saturday of every weekend.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to do it every weekend now for
okay, right. I'll tell you what.
Rather than
okay, folks, we've two topics to finish with, so we'll go through this first one very quickly. Mike Reid, I'll come to you. So let's be brief because we're at 1:05 at the moment, so we'll try and get these in the next 5 or 6, 7 minutes.
The bomb squad should have been spent on a while ago, P. Usually on the hour. The bomb squad bench emptied.
Yeah. What
the fuck?
What?
He's lost.
He doesn't get the reference.
Pete, go on. Just continue.
Just keep going.
You're just fucking useless. Go on.
Sorry, I'm trying to read notes here. I'm looking at email or messages coming in here.
He's trying to multitask. Leave him alone.
You had the fucking stroke, not me.
Yeah. I had a stroke last night. Go on. Mike, let me ask you. Matt Williams criticised Razzie's decision to bring on 6 forwards on the 49th, 50th minute, saying it was discrimination against the backs. What the fuck is Matt Williams? There was nothing wrong with what Razzie did. What the fuck?
It's within the laws of the game. That's all I'm going to say about it. It's within the laws of the game. Let's get on with it.
All right, go on. Matt.
I want to take whatever Matt Williams has taken.
Good, yeah.
I like it. Claire Devney, any sense in what Matt?
Does Matt Williams ever make sense?
Well, that's true. Yeah. He has an exemplary coaching record. Does Matt?
Oh yes, amazing.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, Peter Martin, any sense, way, shape, or form of what Matt Williams was criticising, albeit nothing illegal about what Razzie did?
Yeah. Well, do you know the way you know the way the South Africans are making noise, and they have to be seen to be making noise?
Yeah.
Noise is meeting noise when Matt Williams opens his mouth. That's why they're so exercised about him. They get wound up. They start sweating bullets. All this kind of, it's noise meets noise. Like nothing. Matt Williams has nothing particularly relevant to say, and he's talking absolute balls. So,
all right, okay, right, okay. Last point, and we'll end on this. The second test, folks. Peter Martin, I'll come to you. The second test, we have our injuries. South Africa apparently have none. I think they've named their team already.
Exactly.
I don't think there's any change in
no change
from the. Yeah, okay. Peter Martin, the second test. Arguably, if everything went our way and we got the bounce of the ball, as we have discussed here tonight, we should have won the first test. We would have won the first.
And I wasn't even in my local pub for that game. I sat at home and watched that.
All right, Claire, you're fucking all right.
And you're going to rectify that now this weekend, Claire, aren't you?
See, I don't know.
No,
yeah,
no, you have to rectify it, Claire.
Peter Martin, the second test with the two obvious injuries that we have the replacements coming in. Fair enough. Whether they'll get a shout, I doubt it. We all doubt it, I think. How do you think the second test is going to go? Is it going to be more the same, or are we going to have? I think we do have something to prove, though, don't we?
Yeah, look, I think there's going to have to be a bit more energy. Like that's the, if you're to rate the Irish team, the performance last Saturday, out of 10, I would have given it a 6.5, maybe out of it. The Boks were probably I'd give them an 8. Both teams have obvious room for improvement. The Boks won't be happy with the way they closed out the game, letting in those 2 Irish tries. They won't be happy with some of the aspects of their forward play. There was a few free kicks and what have you, even though the bomb squad annihilated our pack for the penalty try. They won't be happy, but we have more improvement to do than they had. Like, our set piece, like our line out became a bit of a lottery. It wasn't as good as it could be. Like, I think I still maintain Paul O'Connell has not solved, hasn't brought enough variation, hasn't fixed the issues. It's still a nagging doubt as regards. It's still a nagging issue. It's still a bit of a weakness. We don't have, a locked and loaded, no issue, absolutely, sure, nice follows day that we're going to win our own lineup ball. It's still a bit wobbly. He hasn't done anything to fix it. I think, there's a real possibility that perhaps Kelleher won't start. I think Herring could start. I think James Ryan would be a shrewd move to get him off the bench rather than have Joe McCarthy come on as Bullock at a gate on the hour, like as our own bomb squad. I think he'll bring a bit of impact. I think it wouldn't be it wouldn't do him any harm if he was off to spring Joe off the bench, along with this is a few tweaks I feel need to be made. Will Andy Farrell make them? Very, very hard to say. I would say probably not, bar the obvious enforced injuries. I'd say somehow he'll give a vote of confidence to the team that started last weekend in Loftus Versfeld. Like, he'll go again for the same in Durban, I think. But ultimately, we need to have a quicker start, and we need to get scores on the board early doors. There needs to be significant tempo in the way we play the game. We need to basically hit the ground. We need to hit it running. Like, it's cliche. We've said it before, but we need. Otherwise, it's going to be a long fucking 80 minutes.
Oh, and we're at sea level this time, Pete, aren't we?
Yeah. To be perfectly honest, I don't think it makes a damn bit of difference. I think the only issue is that we're, I do think our best chance to have taken a test was last weekend. That's obviously gone. I just don't see. I think our chances of winning this coming Saturday are reduced. That's my, I don't want to sound like a negative Nelly. I'm just being realistic, I think.
No. That means Peter Martin has given me permission to go to my local pub to watch the match, because he doesn't think they're going to win anyway.
Right, go on. Continue on. What about the second test? How do you see it?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Come here, miracles happen. We went to New Zealand 2 years ago, got annihilated in the first game, and then came back and won the second one. So, you never know. At the end of the day, it's 15 playing 15. And if I do decide to go to my local and we lose, we realise it's my local. That's the jinx, not me.
Do they serve spice bags? Can you get a spice bag in your local?
No, but it's right next door, and you can bring the spice bag into the pub while you're having your pints.
And do you go and get it, or does Podge go and get it for you?
I go and get it.
You go and get it. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I go and get it.
How much is a spice bag in your local chipper next door?
$6.50.
Yeah, how much are they in the RDS?
$11.50.
Yeah, there you go. All right, fair enough. I just
Ireland is the only place you can get these spice bags. Is that correct?
What?
Ireland is the only place I've never heard of a spice bag.
That is true.
It's
right. Anyway, we're past. Jesus Christ! Hold on. Oh, okay. Matt, the second test. Matt Boland, how do you see the second test going? Good, bad, and different.
Look, it's hard to know. I mean, I think the guys will want to prove a point after what happened last weekend. You know, can they win the match? Of course they can. But like that, we need to get the rub of the green and get the right calls, and that's can we put it up to South Africa? 100% we can. We pretty much had their scrum made to measure for most of that game. You know, bar that one disastrous. I think that was just a mind slip. I'd say. Look, it's our chances are slightly reduced, I suppose, with the injuries, but you know, I feel the guys will really want to get something here, and they'll really want to prove a point, and they could very well do it. I'm hoping they do. I really want them to win, just to shut them pricks up. But
yeah,
it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah. Okay.
I could have said something else, Mike. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, last voice going of the evening to Mike Reedy. You're ending the show tonight, Mike. Go ahead.
Indeed.
The second test.
Right, lads, we have a chance. We have a 50-50 chance. The major refereeing decisions on Saturday went against us. Hopefully they'll go our way, or we get our fair share of them at least this week. Our backs have got to perform better. Outside of James Lowe on Saturday, we got absolutely nothing from either of our centres or Calvin Nash, nothing at all. So we didn't cover the wings well for the two breakaway tries. The Arensa one after 2 minutes, and I mean where was our defenders when Colby? I know James Lowe was obviously over the line throwing the ball back into, but I don't know. We'll have to play better. Crowley will have to manage the game better. We'll see who comes in at scrum half. It's going to be probably Murray. I don't think he'll risk throwing Caelan Blade into the firing line. It mightn't be fair to him. I agree with Peter though. I think I'd bring in James Ryan. I'd freshen up a bit, and I'd start Baird instead of O'Mahony. But that being said, do we need O'Mahony as a captain? Because Caelan now has niced people up by the looks of it, and we're not getting the rub of the green from referees if you're giving out the wrong messages to him, and Dixon is going to have seen that. So we need the rub of the green, lads. We have a chance. We have a 50-50 chance. Our scrum was fine.
Sorry, guys.
As we all said, the last scrum, the penalty try scrum. Other than that, we held our own. The line out needs to be addressed. There's a few issues with the line out. There's variance there. It's overthrowing the ball. It's fucking jumpers. It's something that shouldn't be happening now. In fairness,
all right.
This level of rugby shouldn't be happening.
Okay. Right, we will end on that. Sorry, the last comment there. Eric McCorkle. Hi, Eric. How are you? Geez, a spice bag is something very different where I come from.
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at.
Yeah, okay. Right, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone who, firstly, thanks to everyone who watched, tuned in, made a comment, gave us an opinion. Thank you very much. We do this every week for you. It's not just for our own entertainment and egos. It's just to have a chat with you lot. We always invite you to join us and join in. My other thanks obviously go to Mike Reedy, Matt Boland, Claire Devney, and Peter Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, we will do the same thing again next Wednesday at 8:30. Join us then, and thank you very much for your company this evening. Good luck.
Absolutely.
Good night.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
All the best, everybody.